The Interspecies Combat Academy's first day always began with intimidation. It was tradition. Each species instructor would demonstrate why their kind dominated their respective food chains. Master Thrax, a 9-foot Krell warrior with scales like obsidian armor and claws that could rend steel, placed a massive skull on the demonstration table. It belonged to a Vorkin, a creature that had terrorized entire star systems before the Krell hunted them to extinction. This, Thrax announced, his voice a rumble that shook the training hall, is what happens to apex predators who challenge the Krell. We are the ultimate hunters. Unmatched, undefeated, the assembled students, a mixture of warrior casts from across the galaxy, murmured appropriately. Some with respect, others with fear. The Krell's reputation was well-earned. Then Thrax's gaze fell on the human section. 3 instructors sat calmly, seemingly unimpressed. The lead instructor, a woman named Catherine Torres, raised her hand. Yes, human. Thrax's tone dripped with condescension. Humans were new to galactic affairs. Physically weak. Slow. They had no natural weapons, no armor, no venom. They were prey pretending to be predators. Interesting specimen, Catherine said, standing. She was barely 5.5 feet tall, a child compared to Thrax's massive frame. May I contribute to the lesson? Thrax's mandibles clicked in amusement. By all means, show us what humanity considers fearsome. Catherine walked to the front, carrying a container that seemed far too heavy for her small frame. She placed it on the table beside Thrax's Vorkin skull, then removed the lid. The skull she withdrew made Thrax take an involuntary step back. It was enormous, elongated. The teeth, rows upon rows of them, were each the size of Catherine's forearm. The eye sockets could have fit a Krell's head inside them. The bone structure suggested something that moved through deep water with terrifying efficiency. Megalodon, Catherine announced. An apex predator from Earth's oceans. 60 feet long. Bite force of over 40,000 pounds per square inch. Could crush a small spacecraft in its jaws. She patted the skull affectionately. Extinct for about 3 million years. The room went silent. You hunted these? A student asked, voice crackling through their translator. Oh no, Catherine smiled. These went extinct long before humans developed any real technology. We never even met them. She paused for effect. But Earth has had 5 major extinction events. Each time, new apex predators evolved. And each time, they were more terrifying than the last. She walked around the skull, letting her words sink in. When humans finally evolved, we weren't the biggest. We weren't the strongest. We weren't the fastest or most venomous. Catherine looked directly at Thrax. We were just the ones who survived everything else. Another instructor, a man named Robert Kim, placed 3 more containers on the table. Tyrannosaurus rex, Smilodon, saber-toothed cat, cave bear, all apex predators, all from Earth, all extinct. He smiled. Still want to compare food chains? Master Thrax stared at the collection of skulls. The Vorkin he'd hunted suddenly seemed modest. These creatures weren't just predators. They were monsters from a world that had apparently specialized in creating monsters. How did you survive them? Thrax asked, his intimidation display forgotten. Catherine's smile widened. We didn't survive them. We survived the same planet that created them. The same environment that considered these things normal wildlife. Earth didn't make us apex predators, Master Thrax. It made us the species that could coexist with apex predators. She gestured to her fellow human instructors. We learned to hunt in packs, to use tools, to adapt faster than evolution itself. When the ages supervolcanoes and continent-destroying floods at us, we survived. When it filled our oceans with creatures like this, she tapped the megalodon skull. We learned to sail anyway. Robert added, you brought a skull to show you're a predator. We brought skulls to show we're survivors. There's a difference. The training hall remained silent. Students who had served in a dozen wars suddenly looked at the 3 unassuming humans with new understanding. Master Thrax, to his credit, bowed his head slightly. I believe humanity has much to teach this academy.